In the psychoanalytic world, we talk of bad inner objects, bad inner influences. I am often a little diffident about the word bad, because we within the churches particularly have bad has the connotation of moral failure or guilt connotations. In any case, some of these inner objects, they are heavily disturbing, but not bad in that sense of being morally bad. They're disturbing. They are inner concerns and worries that block the flow of growth and new life, the flow of well-being and health. They block it. So we need to push the blocks in the mind to one side to let the new energy of a positive, hopeful, transforming faith energy begin to flow, begin to do its work. So there it is. We go to the fourth part. To get this faith focus into its effective inner space, we need to then identify the experiences that will help us do it. Identify the experiences that will help us do it. Some people are very lucky, I think. It just happens for them. The mood is there 1 minute and it's gone the next. Good. We won't quarrel with that. But most of us need some pointers to help us. So Jesus pointed. Follow his pointing finger. He pointed to the energy and strength which could flow within her, the faith factor. We need to be reminded for that to happen. Each one of us can do it differently. We're all different. Perhaps some mind images, therefore, will help. I've just been reading the opening words of Andrei Makhini's book, where he rehearses a story he'd read from Chekhov's, the famous Russian writer Chekhov's book. One evening, the book starts this way, just like this. One evening, they amused themselves by hurtling down a snow-covered hill on a toboggan. The cold lashed them in the face. A fine cloud of hoarfrost blurred their vision. And at the most thrilling moment of the descent, the young man seated behind her whispered, "I love you, Nadenka." Mingled with the whistling of the wind and the loud roar of the runners, his murmured remark was scarcely audible. But panting, their hearts laid bare, they climbed back up the slope, plunged into a fresh descent, and again that whisper spoke of a love borne swiftly away on the tempest of the white snow. "I love you, Nadenka." That lifts your mood. Another image comes from Norman Lebrecht's new book, Why Marla? This year is the year of Marla. We will be celebrating this year as an important year, the 100th anniversary of his death. We're celebrating his death, would you believe it, when we should be celebrating his life, but we will be celebrating his life gift, his music. He held that nothing he did was insignificant. And this is what the book says. Marla, at the age of 18, said, "You want to know what I've been doing? I have eaten and drunk. I have been awake and I have slept. I have wept and laughed. I have stood on mountains where the breath of God bloweth and where it listeth. And I have been on the heath, and the tinkling of cowbells has lulled me into my dreams. Yet I have not escaped my destiny." Hear the strength of that faith factor. The other day, I was on a home visit to a person close to 100 years, in which life's realities have been nicely blended, I think, with a considered contentment. Well, I hope that my visit brought a word of encouragement from the external world to her. I do know this. Her words to me were enough to enrich anyone's internal world. So we start the year hopefully with a good mood. But we need to identify images like that. Identify images and experiences to be our internal feeders for our faith energy. We need to find those things that will be the feeders, the internal feeders for that faith energy, to change our moods and to help us cope with the various futures that will unfold for us during 2011. Find those internal faith feeders. Would you please stand?